All right, thanks for joining us. This week's episode of Fly Tying Tuesdays is featuring one of our favorite midge patterns. This is Dorsey's Mercury midge. Absolute killer on any river, to be honest, but just is super effective on our tailwaters out here in Colorado, any tailwater throughout the country. Today we're going to be tying this in a size 22. What we have on the vise is a Tiemco 2487. The bead that we're using here, this is a mid-sized silver line mercury bead. It's one of the big components of this pattern that Pat Dorsey made famous. Thread we're going to be using today, black Vivus 14-aught. Like this thread on midge patterns because it lays flat and it's nice and thin. So we'll go ahead and tie this on right behind the eye. Come in and cut it close. Next thing we're going to do here is we're going to tie in our ribbing material. This will be extra small copper wire UTC. So we'll grab a strand of a few inches here. We're going to tie it in on the near side. Just slide it back so there's no excess. I'm going to go ahead and flatten my thread out here a little bit with a counterclockwise spin. It's a little corded up. And we're going to take this down into the hook bend. And then back up. Next thing we're going to do here is we're going to tie in our flashback material. This is small pearl tinsel. So we're going to grab a small piece of this, a few inches, and we're going to make sure that it is tied in directly on top. Really important that you get this right on top of the fly. And then we'll do the same thing and take this down to the wire. Once again, my thread keeps wanting to cord up on me a little bit. So counterclockwise spin, really flatten this out for my last wrap back up the hook. All right, next thing we're gonna do here is we're just gonna pull this flash right over the top. We're going to capture it with a couple wraps here. Make sure it's nice and centered for you. And then we'll pull it back just to make sure it's really secure. We'll come in and cut this close. All right, now we're going to wrap the wire up the hook. Nice even wraps here. We want these wraps to be nice and vertical. And the flash does cause your wire to try to move on you a little bit, especially that first wrap. But once you get going, it's fine. Take it all the way up to the bead, and we'll capture it with a couple wraps. Just rip this off. Now we're going to use some black superfine to dub the thorax. We want to dub basically the size of that bead. And we're going to pack it in nice and tight, especially right up against that bead where we're going to whip finish because we don't want to have a big gap there. And so the way you prevent that gap is packing this dubbing in real tight. It's a little more than I want. We'll spread this out some. Now we're going to whip finish. Pull it nice and tight. Come in and get it close. And that's our finished fly. Mercury Flashback Black Beauty. Extremely simple, extremely durable, extremely effective. Everything we're looking for in a quality tailwater midge pattern. You can pop a ton of these out. You see how fast that was. Tie some up. Give us a shout if you have any questions. Enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys.